Good afternoon, everyone. Here on Speed Gaming 3, we are bringing you another exciting match in Season 4 of Item Randomizer League for Super Metroid. This week 4 action will feature the Tenacious 3, represented by Not Now Gwen and Fester88, versus the Chicago Bullies, represented by Stachio Cat and Eddie. My name is DJ Webb, and I am joined in the commentary booth by Glove. How's it going?
I'm doing really well. I'm really excited to watch this one. I'm much more familiar with Stachio and Eddie. I've done a lot of, with Eddie especially, a lot of practice races. Um, and it's really been cool. You know, Eddie's super accomplished vanilla runner, and he's really taking on to randomizer quickly, which I mean, I knew he would, but it's pretty cool to see. Meanwhile, though, from Tenacious 3, I really knew nothing about them going into this, and they've really surprised me. I'm excited to see how they'll improve in the future, because they've put out some really solid gameplay.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting matchup. Chicago Bullies, one of the three remaining undefeated teams. So
Hmm.
obviously they've been doing really well. Tenacious 3 sitting at 2-4, but yeah, they're in a tough division. Obviously, this is one of the more difficult matchups for them. But I agree, they've been doing some nice things. It's always nice when we see, we've got our, the established people who have been doing randomizer for half a decade, and then we get some newer players in here who are showing up, having some fun, and doing some good stuff. So we've got full item randomizer and boss shuffle for this co-op seed. Basically, what that means, all the items are shuffled into anywhere that they can be within the logic, and the golden four bosses on your tracker can be in each other's rooms. In no area this week, we are just playing on the vanilla map, and we can see our runners are headed down towards Retro Brinstar.
Hmm. We saw Eddie go for some really sick morph ball grab tech there. Didn't quite get it, and had to do the little turnaround of embarrassment.
Also got the morph ball where you normally would get it, and then didn't do the speedrun strat of shooting the block out. So definitely in the randomizer mode, I would say you definitely you don't always have to get morph ball there, and you can just wall jump out as you saw. But yeah,
Yeah, he might have done that because he got yellow morph. Uh, but that's what we do in our practice races. If you get yellow morph, you're punished by you have to go above. Because yellow morph is just worse.
it's definitely less aesthetically pleasing, if nothing else. So yeah, I
Yeah, I just really like the fuchsia, personally. I think it's a nice color. And Stachio also uses completely vanilla Samus Sprite, except Morph Ball is the dog from Undertale, which is really nice.
There's been quite some interesting sprite work, as well as there's been like a lot of even that stuff that's like just the vanilla Samus sprite. There's like outlines that are like rainbow
Hmm.
flashing everywhere, and all kinds of fun stuff. And yeah, little additions that we have, they're always nice to see. We do not have any power bombs right now, so everyone's headed back up to Bomb Chorizo. We're gonna have to get something that breaks bomb blocks here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little frustrating, the amount of stuff you're leaving behind. The bigger frustration, really, like, because we're not that worried about leaving criteria behind because suits can never be in criteria. The bigger frustration is we can't do meme route right, so it's going to be a bit longer before we can find any sort of divergence between our two runners. And generally, the more you can divide and conquer, mainly in the early stages, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, with the co-op info share, the runners are talking to each other, letting each other know what's going on in the race. The more you can, as Glove said, divide and conquer, split up. Maybe one person with these power bombs you could do. I've seen in the 18s races, one person does the standard green burn stuff, and one is, gone to wreck ship early if you can hit that CWJ. You're not doing that, however, because you don't have a super missile, unfortunately. But you
Right.
can do some very divergent routes that you wouldn't normally see in maybe a 1v1, and you can get a lot of information very quickly, and that'll help you plan for whatever you got to do in the seed.
Hmm. So Stachio is skipping this 230. I think this makes sense, but yeah, I was just about to say it's gonna feel bad if it supers. Uh,
Yeah.
it's an awkward situation because I think you don't want to have both people go to that 230. For Gwen and Fester, because of some unfortunate troubles in Parlor, Fester will. Oh, Gwen's taking a save.
I think usually when I see that save, it signals that you're probably going to check 230, and then you also might look at Old Mother Brain. But once you get the supers, you might still, but that's the thing you're mostly looking for. You can clean up the rest of
Oh,
criteria together. But yeah, skipping 230, I
yeah,
guess
that's interesting.
that
Generally, you
was
always like you very for checks like 230, you want the person in front checking it because in that situation, Gwen had enough time to check it and then have Fester also grab it, be like, "Oh, this is supers. This might be the first logical supers." Honestly, even if it's not your only possible supers, like I think there's some really interesting, I guess, dynamics regarding how conservative or risky you want to play your ammo pickups because you're not finding charge in these generally.
yeah, unless it's right in your way and it's pretty early. Either you don't find it or it barely matters if you do.
Hmm.
And yeah, this is I was gonna say, given that, 230 was basically like the first check you could do once you got a power bomb, I feel like it's unlikely it's gonna get you really hard for supers, but right now, yeah, Stachio has not found, well, yeah, there it is. That's
Okay.
more what I expected. Yeah. Once So not gonna be punished for no 230, unless it's a really low super count and you really wanted those five exactly, but
Hmm.
given how many item checks you do, you're probably going to be all right.
Yeah. So 230, the nice thing about them is, let's say our runners have 40, 55, or even 40, 60, but they want to play Turian a little bit safer. Then they can just grab 230 on their way to Turian. That's one of the cool things, I guess, with Vanilla Map.
Yes, it will be right there for you waiting at the end. And yeah, here in Billy Mays, a missile and a super. Um, I don't know if you keep these, given you know about the super pack, but it does look like one's going to. So this was a longer thing. Uh, can't. Well, I guess you also probably want to check the retro PB, but then you can't actually take meme route because you only have five power bombs, which you don't. It sucks, but
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest reason I'm not a fan of this Billy Mays play, is that unless you get 10 power bombs, Billy Mays and Meme Route are mutually exclusive.
yeah, and given, yeah, like we said, we've been playing a lot of area. This one's vanilla map, so once you're done with Big Pink and you hopefully have another power bomb pack, which Sashio's got 15 on his side, you can come back in here from that route and clean up some of this stuff.
Hmm.
We do have our second major pickup. We had seen X-Ray, which Fester now picks up, and yeah, we're resetting. At that point, honestly, I think you've picked up all the stuff and gone through the fanfares. You might just want to keep them. Although, oh yeah, climb is really, really long, so I get
But
it. But
yeah, I'm inclined to agree that I would have rather just taken those back, but like if you don't feel as comfortable with your movement, maybe like for the best of the best, climb can be an 11-second room or whatever, but for most of us it's significantly more than that. I still think like I really value ammo in the early game. I really think being able to kill Ridley and being able to escape Dragon are sort of my two main goals at the beginning.
yeah, we've
Uh,
been
yeah. However, obviously, Variolus Ridley fights are not in logic. Gravless Dragon fights are not in logic. So I'm sure that's not necessarily something on these runners' minds.
yeah talking a lot about Tenacious 3 on the left. We found basically nothing in Green Brim, but a
Hmm.
couple of E tanks, some good ammo, and yeah, Stachio and Eddie, as we expected, two very very good vanilla runners. They're moving and grooving through this seed, and we are gonna have to gonna see. We've seen some divergence here as we were talking about cleaning up this retro Brinstar stuff after Brinstar, and then probably down and up Red Tower respectively to get some information on bosses and yeah, Norfair is not the greatest thing to do with only three E tanks, but it's
Yeah, I mean,
possible.
three's enough. I don't care for this Billy Mays from Stachio. Like, yeah, you can have logical progression here, right? You can have a high jump or something, but or a speed or an ice. But there's so much else to check that can also have suits that I'm not huge on this.
Definitely, I would say as far as like, whatever you think the race situation may be for the bullies, which we said they're undefeated and doing well, you may want to, cover all of your options versus,
Hmm.
play maybe a little bit more aggressively or risky.
Fester
So
needs to be really careful. Yeah, Fester's fine now, but still a really scary health. Yeah, I mean, it's possible Stachio takes this up, which maybe he's valuing this higher because this is definitely an SMZ3 play. Like, this is pretty bread and butter SMZ3 stuff, but okay, now he's just leaving out this is ideal.
yeah, and it's interesting. Yeah, I was figuring Sachet was gonna take this all the way up, hit Erect Ship, and Eddie would go to Norfair, but they're kind of reversing that. Eddie's at the top of Red Tower right now, and then probably see Stachio go down.
I don't think Eddie's gonna go direct ship. I think he's just gonna go back down. I think they both will. Rick's chip is most often pretty bad in these.
Mm.
Because of the boss rando. Like, knowledge is good and all, but I think people can actually really overvalue how important knowledge is compared to just getting completion towards the seed.
And we're having a very very good play over
Eddie
here for
or
Stachio.
Sasha?
Except yeah, early X-ray. This is a trick that does some damage boosts,
I guess
usually
he
on
was
some
just farming
waivers.
up. He might have Eddie do it, but Eddie's pretty new to the trick as well. Eddie can save though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Get the runner that can save to do it. Um, so yeah, definitely doing up some good division on the workload. And we did find bombs at beta power bombs on Eddie's side. Those are items that they can be helpful in a lot of places. It's hard for them to be really hard required.
Mhm.
But probably you don't go out of your way for those if you don't think you're gonna need them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess shoutouts to the SMZ3 players. It is our can fly, but most of the time we really just care about can jump kinda high, which bomb still gives us. So, all right, looking good, looking good. Eddie can also just HBJ this if he doesn't get CWJ, which if I don't know why I said anything. Sorry, Eddie. But yeah, so now Tenacious 3 are coming up to a decision point as well. Um, looks like Fester is going down Red Tower. This makes sense. All right,
Did see that
took
grapple
Eddie a little
beam.
bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, not too much time lost. We saw grapple beam here in the high jump area, so if it wanted us to go X-ray, that's definitely the easy way to do it.
Hmm.
We're back here. I'm assuming Gwen wants the spacer beam, which I don't dislike. It's a better beam than your pea shooter, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think people overvalue beams just a little bit, but maybe I undervalue them. I don't like that Eddie didn't check the item that you can peek over here.
Also, something I very first saw in SMZ3, mostly because we didn't play a lot of full and Super Metroid Randomizer for a while. But yeah,
Hmm.
you can do some wall jumps and get to a peek at the item, which can be pretty valuable. Obviously, We don't expect to be able to do anything here in Wreck Ship. You know, it would have to be exactly fan tuned for any items to open up. But
Yeah,
knowing something good is there is definitely something that can help you,
yeah.
you know, make
Yeah,
decisions about Wreck Ship.
yeah, I really don't like this play on 50%. Like, I think it would be different if we had, say, grapple so Eddie can escape Dragon. Although even then that's a long ass or a long Dragon fight. Um I and if it's Fantoon, there's just it's not Fantoon, okay. It's Dragon, yeah. So now Eddie spent a whole lot of time to know that one boss is out of the pool. I'm not a huge fan of this play, but I understand the reasoning.
So yeah, whatever we need.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say whatever the seed's wanting us to do. The grapple, like we said, unlocks
Mhm.
X-ray, and then there's these hell runs in Upper North Fair. The ammo makes it pretty nice because you've got several crystal flashes on everyone's side, at least on the right side. I think that's the 25th power bomb for Stachio, and Eddie has 15, so he'll definitely be able to get to at least 20.
Mhm.
Um, Great movement again on that side, so they'll be able to do that. And yeah, pretty barren so far for this seed, which is not uncommon in full.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say two things. Oh, there's Ridley. Very nice. Uh, I will say two things. First, I do think Eddie's play to go to wreck ship makes more sense in this matchup where the bullies know they have a movement advantage, so they can make some coverage plays like that, where they say, okay, if our opponent goes to Fantoon, Fantoon has Varia, for example, they win. So we can just get around that. Wave Beam, it's the best beam in the game.
Another thing that was nice to find that Eddie's got and Stachio probably won't get, so that's wave and bombs for Eddie taking all the
Yeah.
glory.
Stachio's in an awkward situation here. I guess he didn't save before Hell Run or Ice Hell Runs. Uh,
Ooh, this is yeah,
Eddie's fine. He's not going back for that wave beam, which is unfortunate, but
that's
mm,
why we save.
right. Oh, and that's the other thing that I was saying with Wreck Ship. Being able to do the red tower saves pretty nice. This is just better than saving at the ship.
Yes. Hmm. I'm trying. I'm not sure. I know, obviously all the runners have three E tanks currently. I'm not sure if we've seen a fourth, which is making me question whether or not like obviously the ice beam we saw. Did Seshio look at Crumble Tower? I don't remember.
I didn't see it. I'd have to imagine he did.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we need four tanks for this cathedral run, and otherwise I think I'm trying to remember if that it was Fester. Was it Fester that did the old mother brain check, which didn't happen on the right side? That could have been an E tank. Otherwise,
Mm.
yeah, I'm a bit confused, but yeah, regardless of whether or not I'm sure there's a logical E tank somewhere. Whether or not they have it, they're gonna do it, and they're gonna be fine with it.
Yeah. It, this is a really awkward situation. Stashi is farming up to CF here. Like this is why I really like saving before the ice hell run. What Stashio was trying to do is say, okay, 1/3 chance it's Ridley. If it's Crater Fantoon here, then I can just like get energy refill on the way out, and then I'm set for hell runs. Unfortunately, that's not how things played out. So this the long slow farm up. There's nothing good you can do here. You don't feel good if you're going back to Slaughter's refill. You don't feel good running to the Crater refill just for this. Uh, so instead, we're crystal flashing in the first room of hell runs.
Definitely not the room that you normally see it in. Usually it's in this room, and you're trying to get the item usually. And if
Hmm.
it's in Rising Tides, you're in danger of a lot of enemies that can sneak up on you. But yeah, we're gonna not even look at that item. I don't think I'll. hate that play at all. It's definitely
Yeah,
not
if you're
something you're gonna
scared.
get
Um,
right now.
oh yeah, that's probably death. Okay, Stashi is fine. Got out of there quickly. What you can do, and what Eddie might do, is if you're quick about it, you can lay a power bomb and check without losing too much health or time.
Yeah. And Eddie can't come in here with full ammo, so or not full ammo, full energy, sorry. And it's
Yep.
just a
See,
power
Eddie's
bomb.
sick. He does it. Meanwhile, oh, Gwen's trying to kill Dragon here. This is really hard and well, to do this and not risk death. This is really time consuming because like Gwen effectively has 7 supers right now.
And she doesn't have grapple. That's what's
Yeah,
confusing me.
she's crystal flashing to get out, which she only has one chance at as well.
Hmm. Obviously, even with the grapple, the high jumpless grapple tech is not something that everyone has. Yeah, I'm hoping we're just gonna say goodbye to this Dragon
Yeah,
fight.
that was but with Dragon being there, so like it's not even that punishing to have to leave Dragon behind because like a wreck ship, you're gonna be going pretty close to it. On the is Gwen going back for it?
Got to be a criteria powerbomb check. That's what I'm saying. And if I'm
Okay.
wrong, I'm gonna have some questions. But yeah, that's my guess. Otherwise, and I guess we didn't see the front of Gauntlet from anyone. But yeah, you alluded to this
Yeah.
earlier. These the criteria suit restrictions make this a lower value play, and
Hmm.
being this thorough is it can reward you, but it is more likely to not reward you. Just a numbers game, but
Okay,
we will get
Stashi's
some
going
more
in here with a
information.
scary amount of health. Yep. So you just get knocked by those rocks the screes drop, and then especially because like randomizer has more lag than vanilla, which is noticeable in certain rooms like that. So it feels completely different from the base game in vanilla in rooms like that.
I did not know that, so thank you for enlightening me.
Yeah, I mean you can really feel it if you're doing something like specifically hell runs, trying to shoot at those scree. It's not a huge deal, but it's enough that if you have some very precise setups, you will notice for sure.
Nicely done on the IBJ from Gwen, and
Hmm.
Fester did get the wave beam with the grapple, gonna survive the exit, so we will have at least one wave beam in this race. Ooh, just a missile. So yeah, if Gallo doesn't pay out, we're gonna see another reset from Gwen, and then yeah, we're gonna have to get into Norfair. I guess yeah, I was talking about the E tank logic or whatever. I guess maybe it's a vanilla gauntlet E tank, unless there's one in the back, because I don't remember if either team checked.
Mm. I don't think so. Is 3 tanks not enough to put Bubble Mountain in logic? Does it have to be 4?
It's four, yeah.
Huh.
Given vanilla map, we're not coming from anywhere on the right.
Mm. Well, there's a reserve. That reserve is actually sick. It doesn't matter as it doesn't really matter in this seed as much, but 3+1 is where you start thinking about doing 30 Super Ridley. 4+1 is where you're confident. 5+1, I would say, is where you stop saving.
And with that gravity suit, if you do end up doing a Ridley Novaria, you're gonna take a lot less damage from the random tail that will smack you in the face.
Yeah, but on this health, if you're taking damage, GG.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's our
Eddie,
first
yeah,
big
Eddie played this really
find.
safe and just messed up at the end.
Dang.
But like you have to follow that. That's your progression. I mean, this is basically a single player seed.
So far, yeah, unfortunately, and yeah, there's that E tank I was looking for as well as a spring ball. Yeah, I don't recall any runner checking that at the beginning. I could have just been very hard looking at the left side and maybe the bullies saw it, but
Hmm. Yeah, and
with
with
that,
bombs and gravity, we know that spring ball isn't going to put anything in logic for us, but it's still a very nice item to have.
yeah, if you can make use of that in certain rooms, number one, it looks cool, and number two, it can save you some time. But yeah, nothing necessary. And Gwen is so much further away from what we know they need to do than everyone. That's the unfortunate part about what's going on. And it looks like Fester's up here too. Interesting.
Um, hmm. Well, Fester has. No, I don't. I'm not sure what the plan is now.
Cause yeah, they saw the Dragon.
Oh, and Stasio found a tank at Norfair Reserve. That's pretty sick. If he can keep it.
Yep. Interesting. Just I think probably Eddie doesn't go get that, but gravity does make exactly that room a whole lot easier with all the lava.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, right now we're thinking about mostly Meridia. The weird thing is that everything in Meridia is in logic except for Plasma because we don't have a way to kill the pirates because of Dragon being available elsewhere. But
Hmm.
I don't. Do you do that first? I feel like you maybe should, but it's tough to make that decision on the fly, and also you kind of don't want to.
Dragon?
Yeah,
No. Because, like, I mean, I guess it's possible Vari is at exactly Plasma, and it it gives you a little bit faster way not having to fight Botswoon, but like you're going back for some of those items anyway. You don't have great movement through the sand hall, or I mean, I guess you avoid crystal flash clipping, so that's pretty nice.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My brain was
Yeah.
not processing that you could CF clip past that Botswoon stuff. Glove definitely knows that if either of the runners on the right side are capable of that, which I assume is yes at this
Hmm.
point.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
little
yeah, at this point, I think I if I were piloting, so to speak. I just thought that would be cool to have like one pilot telling the two co-op runners where to go. But if I were piloting, I would probably have Eddie going to Croc, and then Stasio, or no, the other way around. Eddie going to Meridia, and then Stasio bring up the back with Croc.
yeah, Croc is it's an interesting beast, especially in vanilla map where it's here with all this Norfer stuff, but it's it's kind of off on its own. It's slower. You got to go all the way down and all the way back up. Um, and yeah,
Hmm.
I've seen some races where people have decided I don't really want to deal with Croc, and then it can work out, it cannot work out. Stachio fell down and took a hit, so this is going to be a little dicey, but has CF
He's gonna
ammo.
CF, yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
doesn't get
Yeah,
the reserve first. Unfortunate.
that's fine. Yeah, I mean here it's like, uh, if Varia is the item at Croc, then that's fine. You've actually saved time, basically, because like then your partner's gonna get that on the way down because it's not gonna help you at all in Meridia. So it doesn't really hurt you to put it off. If say Ice Speed is at Croc, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, that spike is pretty rough to take. Stasio should still be fine. TM. Sick first try, great glitch. And Eddie's
Always
got
nice to
enough
get
health.
that.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to get the energy refill at the bottom of this.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that wall jump miss. Ah. solidarity with his teammate. Didn't want to get that gravity suit first try.
True. So, Chad asking with Dragon at wreck ship, is it possible Forgotten Highway is forced? Logically, yeah.
I mean, it can't force you to go that way, but yeah, you could definitely do that. And then, actually, yeah, it's vanilla map, so the wreck ship's not on. You can't go that way. You would have to go in the wreck ship and then just come in the normal way through Meridia.
Yeah, sorry, not Forgotten Highway, but like the tube.
Yeah,
It's like it doesn't have any Forgotten Highway, but
it's
still
in the
that in
general
spirit.
direction.
Yeah.
So yeah, Crocodile's dead. E-Tank and its vanilla location. What Glove said has come to pass. We are getting, at the very least, we're getting a Croc split over here from Eddie.
Mhm. Yeah. Because Eddie. Okay. You can waste a little bit of time hanging around, but yeah. So because Stachio Cat is this far behind, that means if something, say, ice or speed is at Croc, Stachio can do it.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately, it took another death trying to
yeah.
get this gravity suit. Ooh, trying to use this Ripper and use the grapple weave to get over here, as
Hmm.
Deer Force intended.
Yeah, he's trying to be really fast about it, and then he gets it that time. Just take the extra swing. Don't be a hero. All right, this time Stachio's health looks really good.
Yeah, we have
Even if he
plenty of.
slow grapples, he still has that CF.
Ooh. Fester took a hit here in Rising Tides, but yeah, it looks like CF'd in the previous room, so their health was full. We've got plenty of energy to get here through to Bubble Mountain, and we're gonna see if Croc has the goods or if we're gonna need to do some Meridia stuff.
Yeah. I don't know that I would come from the bottom in this situation, though. Eddie?
Oop.
Did he peek that? I don't
He
think
saw
he
the
did.
platform, which I didn't know was possible. I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
you can get high enough.
you can kind of peek it. I think it's a lot easier to recognize some items than others. If it's a missile or a super, that's pretty easy to recognize. But it's a pretty annoying jump morph.
Yeah, RBJ up here. Yeah, actually, I was watching a race. Tracy pointed out the same thing you did. Green Gate glitch and check grapple first, and then you just have to IBJ to this. Once you come down here first and you IBJ to the Indiana Jones missile, you're also pricing yourself into IBJing
Now he's
to
gonna verse
grapple.
Indiana Jones.
Unless,
It'll be sick.
oh, yeah, that would have been
It,
amazing.
yeah, it's really hard, especially because the the last Ripper's on a global cycle, so it's like different from all the others. All right, nothing here. So Sashio, I assume he gets that E tank at reserve first. Make your reverse Cathedral Hell runs a bit nicer.
Yeah, and Tenacious 3 did this a little bit differently. Chicago Bullies just cleared out Bubble first, a little bit. Actually, I don't remember if one of them was just down here first, but because they're here at the same time, we've got Glenn up in Bubble Mountain and Fester's already down here in Croc, so he is going to, unfortunately, just clear this out for nothing while
Hmm.
Glenn's going to find that gravity suit. And we're not going to be as far apart as we maybe could have. They're probably going to be, what, maybe 2, 3 minutes behind max? Maybe even less, honestly.
Yeah, I like these bomb spring ball farming strats. That's pretty good.
Shout outs to Springwall for sure. So whatever's here, whatever's up there in Meridia, we're gonna have to see. They're getting there at similar times. It looks like. Yeah, energy refill before this reverse cathedral hell run for Eddie. And yeah, how do you even split up vanilla map West Meridia when you get there at the same time? That's interesting.
I assuming we assuming they can both see F clip, which they definitely can. You just have one person beeline the boss.
Supers here. We haven't talked about we made a brief mention about charge beam and its, relative utility in full. I believe that's
Mhm.
40-40 on Eddie's side and maybe 35-25 for Stachio. So ammo could be
Yeah.
better, honestly, for this point of the race, but it's not terrible in Meridia that we're going to be clearing out with, several checks. Will hopefully bring them up to a better ammo situation.
Yeah, I mean it's there's still some variability. Like I I had one practice race I was doing where I like took an early death and then it was like, all right, have to commit to charge. And then I was complaining like, man, if I just committed to ammo, I would have been fine. And there were like three more times I said that, and every time there, if I committed to ammo, I would have been fine. So like some seeds just have all the supers. This one they're gated a little bit more.
All right, so yeah, Gwen has picked up, or wait, hold on. Yeah, that's a purple suit. Gwen's got gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, high jump boots. Definitely gonna want to pick those up. Unfortunately, it's not gonna augment your movement quite as much as you would maybe want here in Meridia, because still gonna have to do some gravity jumping, but you're never gonna turn them down.
Yeah. Looks like Eddie's having Stachio check Mama T. But yeah, the high jump boots are nice. They make a couple key jumps a lot easier, in my opinion.
Especially if
Like,
we end up like leaving out the top of here to go to wreck ship. That 3 frame gravity jump is like a 300 frame gravity jump.
yeah. That's the main one I was about to mention. Oh, Eddie's doing Mama Turtle now. He's going for the CWJ. Or no, he has grapple. Why did he pick up the high jump first? Just being a little silly.
Just super missiles, which we want at this point for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'm thinking especially with the timing of when the info would have been shared. I'm agreeing with your stance that baby come here first. And yeah, it's screw attack, which you want. So Mama Turtle's not horribly out of the way on the way down, but you would definitely want that coming in for routing purposes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that screw attack, depending on what other stuff we see loadout wise, that screw attack could potentially be worth it to grab before LN.
It reminded me of a thing I said about Plasma being the only thing in here not in logic. Now it is. And again, we
True.
we don't want to go there, but this scene
Yeah,
right now has not been giving us a lot to go off of. So my spidey senses are tingling a little bit.
fair.
There we go. Yeah, the more I'm seeing what's going on here for the boys, the more I'm liking your play of one person beeline the boss, the other, stick around and see what else is here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've both kind of gone out of their way, and we could have. I was well. You want the boss info specifically to know if it's Fantoon, right? Because like Kraid kind of doesn't matter. There's one
Mm,
more item
right.
down there that you can check, but probably if Kraid is here, Vary is also here. But yeah, we're gonna clip with this snail to get plasma, which Eddie saw. I'm not sure how I feel about that scout when there's two items and you can only see one, but it
Yeah,
was one that he
it's like
wanted.
yeah, it's like if Eddie saw a missile there, he's still doing snail clip.
And speaking of area, watering hole has our key.
Sick.
So
Yeah. So you probably go mode this.
yeah, hopefully
Like
there's the on the
yeah.
way stuff gets you the ammo that you need. Eddie's in a little bit better of a spot, but
Mhm.
they're not too far off as far as ammo. And
Eddie.
just a little you wanted to say hi to Mount Everest once again.
Yeah. He didn't even need to do this on the way in, but it's fine. It's only a couple rooms over.
So yeah, given where Tenacious 3 is, they're gonna be, a few minutes behind to seeing this very in the first place, and Fester without the gravity suit is gonna be even slower to picking it up. So
All
uphill
right.
battle. They've been doing pretty well, obviously, as we stated earlier. This is a a pretty big movement advantage on the Bullies side,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
Tenacious 3
I
ran the race.
mm-hmm. Oh well, that's kind of GG.
Just for fun, when we also gave you plasma in the previous room, let's just give you charge too. Why not?
Okay. Sure. I was gonna say I liked that Stachio farmed the guys in like the sand, but he could use grapple to grab all those power bombs he was just leaving behind.
No, not wanting to use a power bomb, tried to wall jump morph, and then says no, 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 just power bomb. So this is also something that came up in a race I previously watched. When you're in Meridian, you get very pretty early. You just leave and go to Lower North and right for the pathing. It's probably not a ton different, but probably also faster.
And it depends. I would have probably gone through there, honestly.
From Eddie's perspective, yeah, like what you were saying about just get the Vario later and do this now. But on Stachio's side, yeah, especially with finding the charge beam, I'm thinking. But he green gate glitch, so that tells me that he's not going down. But then he does. Just wanted to show off that he could green gate glitch.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're checking a sandpit anyway and you find that charge, yeah, you just keep going down.
I guess there was a thought about screw attack, especially since he also didn't get plasma. But
Yeah, like you're coming back for that, but it's fine. Like it's not going to provide you that much utility when you have a million kajillion U tanks here.
I believe this is a power bomb farm. Current ammo for Stachio pretty low all around. Uh,
Hmm.
Item selected straight to supers because he didn't have missiles to kill those B-toms.
Yeah.
And yeah, the the bombs that Eddie has, which makes your power bomb management, futile. No, not the case on Stachio's side. So heads up play for sure. Although there's several on your way down to Lower Norfair between the chronic boost ones and then right below that when you get into Lower Norfair.
Yeah, Fester, unfortunately, really, these hell runs are really rough. You know, it's something you spend hours and hours practicing.
Yeah, RBO experience helps you, but RBO has high jump, and that makes it
Hmm.
nicer. And yeah, you got to do this jump. You got to avoid King Cac. taking that hit with he's got more E tanks than either of the bullies had at this point. But yeah, the enemies they jump out of the walls at you if you hit that spike, which grapple helps give it. But yeah, it's not an easy hell run with no movement items. He go through a platform. Ah, classic.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Interesting thing is given they found their go mode and they're unlikely to check basically anything else, they're still gonna have to crystal flash clip later.
Yeah, a crystal flash clip or go up to wreck ship first, and then take Forgotten Highway from the boss to get into Meridia. So if you can crystal flash clip, you do. But yeah, that farm for Fester unfortunately went negative.
Oh man.
But yeah, if you can crystal flash clip, you do. If you don't, then you go up to wreck ship first, kill Dragon, go Forgotten Highway, which can spit you out into Cack Alley from where you go into and you defeat the boss. But CF clip's going to be better.
Yeah. You also, 50% chance that Fantoon is at Dragon and you won't be able to do that anyway. But just as far as the Forgotten Highway route, which would make it, just that much slower. And yeah. Same as the last seed I watched. We have no bosses killed and one team's in go mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't even I was thinking we had knowledge of every boss, but we don't.
Yeah, we know where the two bad ones are early, and now that we can do them, we're not close to them. They could have killed Ridley for fun on the way down, but no real need to. Um, Very likely the timing isn't gonna matter whether you do it up or down. Unlike in vanilla, when you're doing it after Ridley, it's because you have speed and also drops. But here, that's not nearly as important.
Yeah, the drops are still significant though.
So yeah, we're gonna have to see how Stachio does this with no plasma, no screw. Where Eddie has both. He's gonna have to a bit slower on this room. Had to power bomb the pillars room, but yeah,
Yeah.
no troubles so far.
Shame we couldn't have seen him with a low ice loadout. Because he is a really solid low ice runner, and he's worked hard on practicing the well, I say new, it's months old at this point, but the still new to most people low ice strat for getting through worst room in the game, which looks sick.
If it's only a few months old, I think I might not know that one. I know the classic free strat in midair, but is there something different now?
It's still a free strat in midair, but it saves ammo.
That's very useful in that category.
Yeah. And it saves ammo and it's faster, so it's just stupidly good. Shout out to Annie Horse for that one.
Yeah,
All right, so we do have a vanilla Fantoon. Or
Fantuna Dre, yeah.
or Fantoon at Dre, yeah. So you really get punished if you can't see F Club here.
Unless you happen to check, one of these quick items and it gives you exactly ice or speed, which is so unlikely at this point, but
Yeah.
looks like another reset coming in here from Fester. I want to say he had 10 current power bombs. We've been talking in chat about some farm strats to get up to there so we can crystal flash and get out of here safely. Um
Yeah, I think he accidentally laid a power bomb.
yeah, real unfortunate. Having a lot of trouble with this, and yeah, Gwen has since found Varia and is making her way through this meridian. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, she's going up to kill Dragon first. This is perfectly fine if you don't know how to CF clip, which is not in logic. We're not expecting any runners to know it. It's just, in my opinion, especially for vanilla map modes, less so for boss rando, but even still, CF clip is, I think, one of the most important non-logical things to learn.
Yeah, it is. I think it was an area seed, but I want to say there was an FD race where that turned the tides of a race. And yeah, and as we've seen here, and we've been talking about, there's a lot of utility to the map pathing at the end game of
Hmm.
this seed for Eddie and Stashio to Crystal Flash Clip and not, you know, up through Meridia to Wreck Ship, back down, not even through Forgotten Highway because Fantoon's not dead, into into that kill because you can reverse Cack Alley.
Hmm. I know which FD race you're talking about too. That was miserable. Just the worst map.
Oh, take those for Crystal Flash Clip trick. I guess you have 30 max and you're going by some PB farms, kind of maybe not really because you're not doing speedway, but
Yeah,
if you're confident
that's
in it, I think that's 19 current PBs, so plenty.
oh, that's a lot. Yeah, Stasio is gonna have to farm them up somewhere.
Yeah, another utility of that screw attack. There's been a lot of places where Eddie's just jumping through stuff, and Stashio not only is using power bombs, which you have to farm back later, but also it's slower and laggier. Yeah, on the whole, I'm thinking probably that screw attack pickup would have been worth the time, but it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, you're routing like all the way back through Meridia at the point where he was already gate glitching. I would say, yeah, but
So we have the farm on Fester side, 12 power bombs. 11 didn't quite work out for him last time, so we're looking at over here. I'm hoping that we can finally get this gravity suit, and he can help out Gwen with the rest of the seed.
yeah, and like okay, so for the record, I can definitely say having played a pretty fair amount of co-op, like not only is the stuff hard, sick roll under from Stachio, but it is so much more difficult to play this game in co-op. Your movement is just like a million times worse than normal because you're doing twice the amount of thinking you normally would be. So it's really rough. And you will
Oh,
be like, why did I just mess that up? Yeah, this is sketch. He could get out on this, but we'll see.
it didn't use the grapple beam to make it across the room, and then yeah, two spike hits. Definitely not what you want. And again, we saw this. I think it was on Eddie's side, not picking up that reserve tank before the Crystal Flash. He actually didn't pick it up at all.
Yeah. But yeah, like you will just do some absolutely ridiculous stuff in co-op. I've had seeds where I killed a boss to go get my Varia and then just didn't grab the Varia. Don't need it. Uh, we saw Stachio running down to do a speedway. I blame that on co-op. Every time any of these runners made a mistake, co-op.
Yeah, mentally taxing, as randomizer already is, especially, yeah, like we said, these are two pretty accomplished vanilla runners. Eddie definitely newer to randomizer, as you alluded to. Stashio, I think, hasn't done a ton as well. So
Hmm.
you got the
Yeah.
randomizer mental tax, you got the co-op mental tax, let alone, a, another person is literally talking to you, which isn't normal in a
Hmm.
1v1 race.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie and Stachio have some SMZ3 experience. They even have some SMZ3 co-op experience as the Chicago Bullies.
Yeah.
But
SMZ3 definitely has, some applications and uses to
mhm.
to just SM rando, but there are a lot of differences that can sneak up on you if you're not aware or ready for them.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me to see usually when somebody is coming from SMZ3 because they'll just think about the game differently.
Yeah, ammo in that game, it just kind of falls into your lap 99 times out of 100. Um, you have to think about fanfares in this where you don't in that. Just, lots of they're pretty subtle, but they all add up very much.
Hmm. Yeah, and how you split up the map changes too.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is that even with the varied places you can enter and exit the map, it's still like it's not even that close to area. Funnily enough,
Oh, definitely not. It's nothing like area.
So yeah, we've been getting a little bit of a boss rush here from the bullies. Yeah, we had Kraid down at Ridley, we had Ridley at Kraid. We're calling out to Dragon's Lair to kill Fantoon. And we're getting close to Crystal Flash attempt number one for on Eddie's side. And we found speed somewhere. We've been rambling about a bunch of other stuff. And
Hmm.
yeah, I literally just noticed that. Was it behind Ridley? I don't know what else you check.
I I think it
No, I don't
was.
think
Wait. No,
no,
it
this
can't be. Where did Eddie find it?
I mean we are in Craig's warehouse, so it could be yeah. It could be in one
I
of the
guess
two
it was
places
Grace
up
Plaza,
here.
yeah.
Speed behind Ridley. That is so friendly. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, Crystal Flash clip didn't happen as
Hmm.
you just saw if you happen to be watching Eddie's screen. We just ran through the blocks, which is what you're supposed to do.
All right, and Fester made it out. GG.
Way to go, Fester. The
Yeah.
perseverance is definitely something you like to see. It can be very tough in these seeds, you know. If you get too down on yourself, you keep messing something up, it kind of snowballs, but good
Hmm.
job. And I'm sure Gwen's also helping him out with that.
Fester can't go this way though. Yeah, he's realizing. Unfortunately, you need Spazer or Plasma to do Speedless Speedway.
And yeah, well, Spazer was retro and Plasma's in Meridia, so looks like we're
Hmm.
going Croc Escape. I don't know if this is faster or more health efficient, but oh, I guess if you
I don't
count in
know.
the refill, probably it's fine.
Have Tenacious 3 done Croc?
I want to say yeah, Fester did Croc. That's why
Oh, okay.
he was so far behind to the gravity suit. Yeah, we did the commentary classic where we did all of this great analysis about something, and then the seed's like, "I'm gonna give you the item so you don't have to do that." It's
Hmm.
definitely my
Hmm.
favorite thing that happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like so. Something some of us like to talk about is like that's the power of being able to complete the game on lower loadouts, right? Is it means that you can skip stuff. So like most of the time you're still not completing the game on a lower loadout, but the fact that you are able to means you can skip the awful checks that probably don't have the items but could have them.
Ooh, oh wow, that on screen on the second round was tough from Eddie. Nice 2 round.
Yeah, Eddie is really good at the Fantoon fight. It's a pretty common thing you'll see where basically up to the 42 or so runners are doing a pretty standard like off-screen 2 round setup, and then in the farm from 42 to 41 their Fantoon just pops off.
Yeah, it is a fight that it can make or break a run from both an RNG standpoint and just like yeah, the strats that you're doing, the on-screen versus the off-screen matter, especially at the highest level, they matter more than probably a lot of people realize.
Hmm.
And yeah, how you handle it, what damage you take when you take it, stuff like that. Eddie's,
Hmm.
I believe he got bopped out of top five, but yeah, sixth place in any percent in this game is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, he was third place for a couple days. Poor Eddie.
I mean, to go from 42 to what like 41.19, that's already insane. So the fact, you know, if you stop running the category, your time's gonna get past. That's just kind of the nature of things. But yeah, it definitely feels good.
Yeah. I mean, like overall, he started the game and picked it up ridiculously quickly. This is a good full halfy setup. Stachio could have down backed there. His full halfy was high enough, but he chose not to. It's fine. I'm not hurt. All right, and I'm sure Stachio will have just as clean a Fantoon as a KPDR runner. Although
No,
Stachio's put a lot of work into low ice, so his Fantoon's solid, honestly.
it looked pretty good on the first round to me. He definitely had that Doppler very, very close to the wall.
Yeah, that was nutty.
Are we getting on screen? Ooh, no too much.
Almost.
Yeah,
Still a sick
got the
fight though.
fast.
The pity fast is really helpful.
Got some discussion in chat about boss difficulty relative to how good you are. I'm kind of interested to hear what you think about that. Fantoon definitely, especially for running new route, has a lot of quirks that you got to figure out, as well as the time difference and how much that may or may not matter to your run. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure I'd call it the hardest.
So, I mean, the funny thing is like it changes, like Exact was saying in chat, like it does change over levels. I don't agree with the boss's exact set. The thing with Fantoon, Kraid, and Dragon, right, is with all of those, you can have an optimal fight, right? Like, maybe you could have like shaved off a little bit of time and slightly cleaner movement or whatever, but you have the same strategy, and if you execute it, you did the fight correctly. Ridley, there's always time to save, so Ridley's just so hard.
Yeah, especially with the patterns, the X factors,
Hmm.
when you get the pogos, how much pogoing happens. So I don't think we saw. Wait, hold on. No, this is where Very is. I'm mixing up seeds since I've watched like 4 races today. This is where
Yeah,
Very is,
understandable.
Professor. Oh,
Oh,
bad
bad
frame.
frame.
It's a very useful spike suit coming out of Wreck Ship, but you still want to get
Well,
it.
I mean, it's a really sick spike suit because you're you got to see how long you can go without popping it, which is really hard in the wreck ship.
Question in chat. So we have our league format is there are 28 teams this season. We have 3 players on each team. 2 races per week. In the co-op weeks, a lot of times you'll get the same runners running both races. This is a back-to-back for these 2 teams, and I believe
Hmm.
it's the same racers next race as well. But yeah, typically you'll have 2 different matchups, one runner from each team. Um, Yeah, 7 weeks. This is week 4, so this is probably close to exactly halfway through this week for us in league, given just how many races were today, yesterday, and tomorrow. But yeah, we're about halfway through the regular season, and things are definitely heating up. There was a series yesterday that made what division is that? The Brinstar division is now like insane, and it's gonna come down to 3 consecutive weeks of tough races for Spazers, starting with playing your team glove. But yeah, these are heating up, and
Oh,
the
what?
bullies.
Are you sure?
I'm 90% sure that's what I looked at last week or
Wait,
last week,
sets phasers
yesterday.
to fun? Do you mean
Or
check or
Shack Tool's Nightmare. Is that what it is?
yeah.
Yeah, Shack Tool's Nightmare. They have you, and then they have the other 2 top teams in the division for the last three
Yeah.
weeks.
So that's gonna be very rough for them.
And yeah, and the Bullies are with one of the 2 other teams that are still undefeated, so that division's also probably coming down to the last week when they play.
Yeah, I mean, the bullies are in a really rough spot because they do also have to play Cat Girls as their cross division match, which is just it's not
It's
ideal.
Yeah, the cross division matchups were done randomly with respect to playoff versus non-playoff teams, which were outlined in the rules. And yeah, so the fact that you drew Cat Girls is, it's definitely not the easiest matchup you could have gotten in that division, and it's probably the hardest, or definitely top 2.
Yeah, I
So
don't envy them. All
nice,
right,
nice
nice
quick
quick grapple.
grapple. Eddie's down in the terrain. We're gonna see some power bomb Metroids. Yeah, given what you were saying with the SMZ3 experience, I'm expecting he's done this before, but
Hmm.
yeah. He
He
moved on
wants
to
to save as much
Lego.
of his health as possible because he's gonna baby skip.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
I am yeah. It's a little bit harder. He knows how to do waveless Stashio skip though.
Waveless Stashio Skip. I think I once saw Slurs trying to like no item Stashio Skip. I haven't seen it with high jump and speed, but no wave. So this will be interesting if Eddie
Yeah,
can show that
it's
off.
it's not that different. I mean, it's pretty different, but it's a lot closer to regular Stashio skip. But you have to be more deliberate about the blocks or the seaweed shooting out. Yeah, so unless Eddie fails the baby skip, no stand up for him, which is fine. On this beam, it's not that good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that death and X-ray meant he didn't keep the wave beam, and then it would have been, a lot of this would have been a little bit easier. But
Yeah, it would have been
yeah,
sick.
if we would have, if we get to see this sick tech that I'm unfamiliar
Oh,
with,
oh, he's
just
just
going
doing
for
boomer
regular.
skip.
Good first jump. Yeah, we're in the rhythm. Lots of shots without wave, but this is fast.
That was pretty efficient seaweed clearance.
Yeah.
So not bad at all. Uh, okay. I mean, this doesn't save any time, but it helps him be safe. Which, like, without ice, Mother Brain 1 can actually hurt decently bad.
Yeah, those Rinkos, they're not Nestroid levels of annoying, but they will get in your way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, if you kill them with ice, they won't respawn as quickly.
Yeah, and yeah, speed zip skip. I was assuming. Ooh, got the blue, but not the charging. Yeah, one try and then just missile these things out, and you're
Yeah, this is
fine because you
fine.
have a million ammo. Let's see. Over on the left side, Gwen's got three bosses down. Only has Fantune left in Dragon's Lair. Fester, because Gwen was able to scout out that speed booster early, is not going to have to do the Dragon backtrack that Gwen did. So that's a
Hmm.
nice boon to his route. So yeah, Gwen's making her way through the map, and Fester's got this nice boss rush at the end. He does. He has wave. Is that true? That sounds
Yeah, he
right.
went back for it after grapple because he didn't do XID boost, understandably. Um, along with CF clip, X-ray deboost is, I think, another very important thing that isn't in logic to learn if you are looking to sort of take your game to the next level, especially next week for Chozo. At the top level of competition in Chozo, X-ray deboost is basically mandatory.
It is. Yeah, I would say one thing about Chozo, I'll say in vanilla map, you are maybe slightly less likely than other modes to have to be in red tower without power bombs. But other than that, yeah, if you get there and you can check that, it can be very, very valuable and very, very powerful.
Yeah, true. Chozo does hate giving you power bombs. It's obnoxious.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's our only Chozo week for the regular season, so we haven't seen it, and we won't be seeing it again until it's the power suit mode for the playoffs. But yeah, some very very unique things going on in there. We are having stand up for Eddie. This this charge plasma is not Not it's half as powerful as the full beam, so still gonna have quite a few shots. But for
Hmm.
some people, if you can optimize something, you optimize it. No speeds up pistachio either.
Yeah, it's fine.
And he only has 5 tanks, so he's just gonna be chilling.
I love it when I'm just chilling because then I can type out my dot done ahead of time. You know, go to the bathroom, get some water, go for a walk in the park, eat dinner, watch a movie maybe, and then you can come back and kill Mother Brain 3.
Do your taxes. So yeah, here's Gwen in the reverse cack alley. Guess she just didn't want to kill Fan or not Fantoon, Batoon. We're about to kill Fantoon. But yeah, showing off that Dragon Dead tech. Brew attack made worst room pretty good for Fester, and Eddie is trying to get out of here.
Yeah, it's a pretty good strat once you are in the escape to try and get to the ship. I think that's a winning play most of the time.
Very much appreciating all the talk and chat about different strats, difficulty of things, relatively very descriptive technique for how to do short charges.
Hmm. All
All
right,
right.
and with that, Eddie does finish in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 8 seconds. GG.
He was 3 seconds too fast. That's my opinion.
True.
Yeah, we're in the health refill cutscene between Mother Brain 2 and Mother Brain 3. On Stachio's side, Gwen's fighting Fantoon. Ooh, unfortunate enrage. And Metal Pirates here, Professor. Everyone's in a different place right now.
Hmm. I wonder if that was just like hit the A button one too many times, or the item select button one too many times.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing as well. It definitely didn't look like it. It doesn't look like to me that we're even a super way now. So
Yeah.
unintentional. Is there? I guess it looks like the only thing we didn't see was space jump and ice here in the credits. Um,
Yeah.
ice definitely would have been nice. Space jump also would have been nice, but not nearly as helpful, I would say. Depending on where it was, I suppose. But it would have been late in the seed.
And now Fantoon's a super away from dead, but you know, if you're Gwen, like, if you enrage Fantoon, you get so paranoid about doing it a second time. Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
missile. Oh, it's always one missile from death.
I'm very interested in this this statement from Maniacal about short charges and Juja, I'm gonna say is how you pronounce that, which I don't know. Maybe it's a song, maybe it's not.
I
But
think it's some dance game thing.
oh yeah, Maniacal's a step media or whatever player. I don't know if
Yeah, that's
it's not called
true.
step media with the when you do it on the keyboard. I don't think, but yeah. That's it for Stachio. He has finished with an official race time of 1 hour 13 and 59 seconds, just under 114. Cut that minute barrier. So yeah, we do have a couple of quick forfeits over here on Tenacious 3 side. As we said, they're going back to back with this one, so they didn't feel the need to finish this one out.
Hmm.
And yeah, good job again, Chicago Bullies keeping their undefeated record intact. And we're gonna hope to bring you an exciting game two from these two teams here shortly on this channel. Let me look. Yeah. Yeah, it is the same four players. I'm gonna check out race time to see what they're doing right now, but it doesn't look like they've started yet. No, they haven't.
Yep. So going to be 10 minutes plus till the next one. So be sure to go grab some water, use the bathroom, whatever you have to do, and also be sure in that meantime to go follow all of these runners. Go follow Not Now Gwen, go follow Fester88, go follow Stachio Cat, go follow Eddie. And if you would be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. I've been Glove, joined on comms by DJ Webb. We've had Diggy Diggy Dang on tracking, as well as Paragon. Um, I believe, DJ Webb, I believe you will not be sticking around for the next one.
That's correct. I'm checking out. Exact is checking in. She's already commed at least one race today and
Sick.
doing a good job. So yeah, you'll have still a great pair of commentators on for the next race. I had a blast commentating this one with you, Glove. It's nice to get on the mic and yeah, another race here between these two teams. And yeah, still several matches, especially I think there's three starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. So
Yeah, it's
after this
ridiculous.
one, you're still gonna have lots more rando action coming.
Awesome. Well, yeah. In the meantime, as we said, follow the runners, follow the comms, uh, grab some water. Um, but in the meantime, we'll see you next mission.